Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, sir. There are.
Yesterday I given N2 molecule as a homework. Some of the students have completed, but few of them they have done wrong. But some of the students they have to only the diagram up to diagram, but they have not find bond order. So what we have to find out over there? First filling of electrons. After that, bond order how to find out. So for N2 molecule, electron configuration we know. So 1s2, 2s2. Nitrogen atomic number is 7 among. 2 nitrogens are there. So 7 and 7. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Same 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So total 7 plus 7, this is 14. Equal to 14 is, what is that? Unsymmetrical. Equal to 14 or less than 14 is comes under unsymmetrical configuration. Now here this is unsymmetrical. Now here after filling of electrons from bottom to top, this is the energy from, this is the energy barrier. So how many bonding electrons, how many non-bonding electrons are there? Tell me. In N2 molecule, bond order is equals to, just tell me, number of bonding electrons minus number of anti-bonding electrons. Number of anti-bonding electrons by 2. This is the formula, right? This is the formula.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is N2 value you got, ma'am? So bond order
Answer.
3, correct? Huh?
Sir, total last value is 3.
Tell me number of bonding electrons. Tell me first.
10,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Number of bonding electrons are 10. Very good.
10 minus 6.
Number of
Minus
anti-bonding
4, sir.
electrons
10 minus
4,
4.
from the diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Answer 4, sir.
4, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So 10 minus 4 by 2. So which is equals to 10 minus 4 is
6 by 2.
which is 3. So this 3 indicates
Triple bond.
there is a triple bond between two nitrogens. This is what. So the bond order for N2 molecule. Is 3. The bond order for N2 molecule is 3. This is what. Yadu Prakash, did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
How to find out bond order for N2 molecule is first mainly the diagram. From the diagram, sigma, see here, the star is anti-bonding. Star electrons are anti-bonding electrons. Anti-bonding. Without star, sigma or pi, without star is bonding. So from that we have to take the electrons and substitute into the formula. That is bond order is equals to number of bonding electrons minus number of anti-bonding electrons by 2. So here we got 3. That 3 indicates triple bond is present between 2 nitrogens. This is what. And the last molecule, yesterday I have done, the bond order is 2 for O2 molecule. That 2 indicates there is a double bond is present between 2 oxygens. Very good. Take it on this. Those who are not completed, first take diagram. A proper energy level diagram we have to take. In that symmetrical, unsymmetrical only there is a bit of confusing. Remaining is nothing. Directly you can fill the electrons. So after completion of that energy level diagram, then come to the bond order. So by using this formula, you can find out. Sometimes they will give us different molecules like O2 minus. What is the bond order? O2
Double
minus.
bond, sir.
Sorry?
Double bond.
No, wrong. O2 minus. No, bond order is just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 2.5 or 3.5. I will tell you.
If it is O2 minus, that means it is
suppose-
gaining electron, no, sir.
For suppose they are asking us, many times they ask these kind of questions. O2 minus bond order. Write the bond order for the O2 minus bond order. You know how to find out the sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, that is common. So O2 minus value how much you want? Generally oxygen plus oxygen how much? This is one oxygen is 8, another oxygen is 8. Total 16. O minus 2 means already having excess of 2 electrons, right? After accepting electrons only, oxygen attains minus 2. How many? 2 electrons. So before oxygen, now what happens now here? After taking 2 electrons becomes minus 2. Becomes minus 2. Okay. So for coming week, weekend exam, for the next coming exam, we are not having this bond order and this MOED. This again will come after 2 weeks. Again, this chemical bonding again it will comes after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks.
So what do we have for Monday, sir?
Monday we are having easy concept only, ma'am. Mainly, especially for new batch students. This week and mostly next week is like revision time for new batch students also. For them, they have to focus. After 2 weeks, no, there will be only single program. There will be a single program.
So there is no
Excuse me,
exam
sir.
Monday, sir, for
Excuse me,
new batch.
sir.
Yes, exam is there. Exam is there on the revision program, on the revision syllabus, on the revision.
Excuse me, sir.
So what is the portions?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is my first chemistry class, sir.
Okay.
So can I know what are the portions that I've covered till date, sir?
What is your name?
Bhavna, sir.
Bhavana. Okay. Bhavana. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, the regular batch already started 2 months back only. The regular batch. It's almost 3 chapters we have completed.
Sir, I'm this batch only, sir. The present
second.
batch.
Bhavana, 1 second. I'm telling you. Just, because now regular batch and new batch students are there in this class. So generally for regular students, 3 chapters have been completed. 3 chapters are completed. For new batch students, or newly joined last week, before week, or yesterday or today, for them, the first chapter itself, atomic structure already we have started. Atomic structure already have started is going on. So this is atomic structure right is going on. We are in the starting one.
So for Monday's exam, we'll have like atomic structure.
Yes, for Monday we are having atomic structure, and here so we are having some concentration terms, molarity, fraction, concentration terms are there that are for regular students. So both have to, I have to focus on both the batches, regular batch and new batch. Yes, this is only up to 1 week or 10 days. After 1 week or 10 days, same single program for both the batches. Is it clear, Bharat?
Yes, sir, got it.
Because now we have started early regular batch, but most of the new students are joined now. So for them, we have to explain the structure of atoms. Listen carefully, all of you. Bhavana, it's okay, ma. Just for new batch already yesterday we have started.
Yes,
Then
sir.
just, yeah, you don't worry. Once again, we'll start. Tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
ma.
Thank you, sir.
What we are doing for the new batch students in the last class, what we have done? Yadu Prakash?
Sir, about the symmetry, sir.
Which one?
About O2 bonding and
No, not yesterday. Not yesterday, before.
isoelectron species, sir.
Yes, atomic number, mass number, isotopes, and isobars and isoelectronic species completed, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, electromagnetic radiation. Now, we'll see. Listen, all of you, listen carefully. For regular students also, this is one more opportunity. This is second time opportunity. Listen carefully. Those who are having doubt, those who are lag behind, they utilize properly.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am. Anisha.
so in the schedule they have given some basic concepts of chemistry.
Some
Chapter.
basic concepts of chemistry that too they explain only the concentration terms for this weekend. Actually, the program is for new batch students. For we have to cover the syllabus for new batch students, right? So that too, they given some another track, some basic concepts of chemistry. That is only concentration terms are there. So first, let us start with the new batch students revision program. After slowly, we come to the some basic concepts of chemistry also. Now, what is frequency and what is wavelength? You have any idea? First one is what is wavelength? Wavelength. The first one is wavelength. What is wavelength? If you see here, generally wavelength is denoted by lambda. Wavelength is denoted by lambda. Now here, tell me what is wavelength in the sense. Here I'm taking for suppose when a light is travel in the form of waves.
Sir, what are the 6 portions? Can you say that, sir? Like wavelength and from wavelength to
This week portion is not only one chapter, one concept, not only one concept. Both we are having half of the some basic concepts of chemistry, and the remaining half is atomic structure. Because for new batch students, for them atomic structure is there. For regular batch students, and we are having some basic concepts of chemistry. Some basic concepts of chemistry. So that is why this week and next week there will be a bit of confusion. Both we have to study. Both we have to study how to both the batches, new batches and regular batch students, you have to prepare atomic structure and as well as some basic concept of chemistry. That is what. This confusion
Full
is
chapter, sir.
not full chapters actually. Half. Atomic structure is half. Some basic concepts of chemistry is half. I will explain. Whatever I will explain here, same concepts only, not new concepts. So what is wavelength? Wavelength is, tell me, the distance between, for suppose here I'm taking, when a light is traveling in the form of waves, when a light is traveling in the form of waves, now here, what is wavelength if you see, the distance between two successive crests or any two successive troughs. So here you can say here, this from here to here, the distance between any two successive crests or any two successive troughs. So what is crest, what is trough? So generally the point of maximum displacement is called, the point of maximum upward displacement is called crest. The point of maximum upward displacement is called crest. The point of maximum downward displacement is called trough. The point of maximum upward displacement is called crest. The point of maximum downward displacement is called trough. Okay. So here, what is wavelength is? Tell me the distance between any two successive crests or any two successive troughs. So the distance between any two successive troughs or any two successive crests is called wavelength. So once again, what is crest and what is trough? If you see, Tell me, Emma, what is customer? The point of maximum. The point of maximum upward displacement.
Upward displacement.
Point of maximum upward displacement is called crest. So this is crest. What is trough is? The point of maximum downward displacement is called trough. So what is downward displacement? This is upward displacement. This is for upward displacement. So the point of maximum downward displacement is called trough. So what is wavelength is basically the distance between successive crust or trough. Distance between any two successive crust or trough called wavelength. It is denoted by lambda. It is denoted by lambda. So once again, what is wavelength? Right, all of you, especially new batch students, wavelength siding. The distance between any two successive, the distance between any two successive, crust, the distance between any two successive crust or troughs. The distance between any two successive crusts or troughs is called wavelength. Is denoted by lambda. The distance between any two successive crusts or any two successive troughs. The distance between any two successive crusts. This is crust and this is crust. The distance between any two successive crusts or any two successive troughs is called wavelength. It is denoted by lambda. Next point, wavelength is measured. Wavelength is measured in meters. Wavelength is measured in meters, centimeters, angstrom units. Right, next point, Amma. Wavelength is measured in
Sir, it is measured in meters, centimeters, and what are the last ones?
meter, centimeter, and angstrom units. Wavelength is measured in meters, centimeters, and angstrom units. Generally, the SI unit of wavelength is what? The SI unit of wavelength is meter only. The SI unit of wavelength is meter. The SI unit of wavelength is meter. Write this point also. The SI unit of wavelength is meter. Next, conversions. See here, 1 angstrom is equals to, tell me, Amma, 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meters or 10 to the power minus 8 centimeters, right? Take it on, all of you. 1 angstrom is equals to 10 to the power minus 10 meters or 10 to the power minus 8 centimeters. 1 nanometer is equals to 10 to the power minus 9 meters or 10 to the power minus 7 centimeters. 1 picometer is equals to 10 to the power minus 12 meters or 10 to the power minus 10 centimeters.
Sir, 1 picometer, sir.
Huh?
Picometer, sir.
Yes, picometer. This is pronunciation is picometer or picometers. Pronunciation is just that is 1 pm, 1 picometer or picometer. Next one, 10 to the power minus 6 meters. Generally, this is micron. is denoted as 10 to the power minus 6 meter is denoted as a micron. Denoted as micron. Denoted as micron. Generally, if you see one example, wavelength is what? The distance between any two successive crusts or any two successive troughs, no? So here, if you see like this, no? So between these two or between these two, any two successive crusts or any two successive troughs is called wavelength, right? Now here, if you see one example, visible radiation, the light which we can see, no, the visible radiation wavelength is generally take on this visible radiation wavelength visible radiation have a wavelength range between approximately 400 nanometer to 760 nanometers. So this is violet, this is red. This is about wavelength. Right, all of you? What is wavelength? Once again, the distance between any two successive crusts or any two successive troughs is called wavelength. The distance between any two successive crusts, or any troughs, two successive troughs is called wavelength, which is lambda, which is denoted by lambda. Yeah, SI unit is meter. SI unit for wavelength is meter. Next conversions, if you see, 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meters, 10 to the power minus 8 centimeters. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 9 meters or 10 to the power minus 7 centimeters. 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 12 meters or 10 to the power minus 10 centimeters. And what is micron? 10 to the power minus 6 meters is micron. Then the violet and red radiation, if you see the visual, 400 nanometer to 760 nanometers.
So what is BN, sir?
Huh?
BN, sir, at last.
This one, huh?
BN, sir, first you have written.
The visible radiation have the wavelength range between wavelength radiation between between 400 nanometer to 600 nanometer, which is violet to red. Violet to red. This is what. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next here, this is about wavelength, ma'am, by seeing distance between any two successive crust and successive trough. Next important thing is important characteristic property of wave. Next, velocity. See here, what is velocity is? What is velocity? If you see the distance traveled by the wave. Here, what is velocity is? When a light is accelerated, generally it can travel in the form of waves, no? Light can travel in the form of waves. So what is viscosity? Sorry, what is velocity if you see? So the distance traveled by the wave, in 1 second time. Exactly, the distance traveled by the wave in 1 second time is called its velocity. Nothing but speed, you can say. The distance traveled by the wave The distance traveled by the wave in 1 second, in 1 second time is called velocity of that wave. So what is velocity, Amma? The distance travel in 1 second time is called velocity, nothing but speed. So what are the units for velocity? You know, meter per second. Meter per second. What is that? The distance is meter I'm taking. 1 second time. So per second. So meter per second, on we can say centimeter per second also. So what are the units for velocity? If you see units for velocity, meter per second, centimeter per second. Next here, generally, you know what? All types of electromagnetic radiations have the all types of electromagnetic radiations have the what are electromagnetic radiations? You know, X-ray, UV, IR, these kind of electromagnetic radiations. So almost all electromagnetic radiations, EMR, is electromagnetic radiations. So all types of electromagnetic radiations have the same velocity, having the same velocity, having the same velocity that is equal to the velocity of light. Same velocity which is equal to velocity of light, speed of the light, which is equal to velocity of light. Velocity of light. How much? What is the value now? C is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second or meter second inverse. Meter second inverse. So here, what is that now? Listen carefully. What is velocity? The distance traveled by the wave, whether it is 1 meter or 2 meters, right? The distance traveled by the wave in 1 second time. The distance traveled by the wave in 1 second time is called velocity. And what are the units for velocity? Meter per second or centimeter per second? So generally, all type of electromagnetic radiations like X-ray, UV, IR, all type of electromagnetic radiations having the same velocity, that is equal to the light, velocity of light. C is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter second inverse. Right, all of you? Right on this velocity definition, the distance traveled by the wave, the distance traveled by the wave in 1 second. The distance traveled by the wave in 1 second time. The distance traveled by the wave in 1 second time is called velocity. The distance traveled by the wave in 1 second time is called velocity. Units meter per second or centimeter per second. Next point, all type of electromagnetic radiations. What are electromagnetic radiations? Like X-ray, UV, IR. All type of electromagnetic radiations have the same velocity. All type of electromagnetic radiations have the same velocity, which is equal to the velocity of light. Is called speed is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter second inverse. Complete one. Next, frequency. Complete one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, completed.
Now for regular batch students, this is one more opportunity utilized properly. Again, I'm telling you, along with new batch students, listen carefully and try to gain extra knowledge on the concepts what you attended for the previous classes. No, so same classes. Now frequency, what What is frequency? If you see, we know very well FM radio. FM radio. Listen, frequency. What is frequency? You know, tell me anybody frequency. Here, number of waves are traveling. Here, generally, light is travel in the form of waves, right? So here, number of waves are travel through a point. So here, number of waves are travel through a point exactly per second of your time. So you can say what is frequency is the number of waves that passes through a given point. The number of waves that passes through a given point in 1 second time is known as frequency of radiation. So what is that? The number of waves. Now frequency, generally mobile. What is that frequency? Network and
Yes, sir.
FM radio. These are not frequency only now. So what is that? Generally, sometimes in our home we are not getting signals, but outside we are getting signals like that. So based on the frequency only now. So how can you say frequency is the number of waves that can pass through a one point. So you can say the number of waves that passes through a given point in 1 second time. The number of waves passed through a given point in 1 second time is called frequency of radiation. So what is that? Nothing, very easy. How many waves can travel through a given point in 1 second time? Means nothing but the speed. So traveling of waves in 1 second time. So write all of you frequency among frequency definition. Frequency definition, the number of waves
This week portion till where, sir?
what Nitin?
So this week portion still where, sir?
Full atomic structure, some basic concepts of chemistry,
Sir,
concentration, molarity, normality.
Sir, full atomic structure in the sense up to that spin quantum number.
Yes. Once go through properly.
Like we can go through directly, isn't it, sir? Which are teaching, we revise and we can go through directly from book.
Yes. Because no, these 2 weeks coming, this coming week and the next week, the papers you can't expect how they are asking. Because no, they have matched the new batch in the regular batch, no, so that they can ask half of the questions from the atomic structure, remaining half of the question from other topic like some basic concepts of chemistry. Not half, at least 70-30 ratio, 60-40 ratio in that.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
sir, in the given schedule, like the topics are different for the coming test.
That is what I'm telling you, ma'am. What is there in that? Tell me.
Imperial and molecular formula. And
That is
that are from some basic concepts of chemistry.
yeah, yes. That is what I'm telling. But here mainly this program is for new batch students and as well as for regular batch students. For new batch students, how to teach atomic structure and as well as some basic concepts of chemistry. For regular batch students, we know already atomic structure. For you people, I have to teach some basic concepts of chemistry, right? So both I have to balance. We'll see. Today, for suppose today we are doing atomic structure. Maybe in the next class we'll do some basic concepts of chemistry, right? Yes, we can utilize properly by listening this revision classes. We'll get full idea, right? Anusha, got my point?
Yes, sir.
So the number of waves that what is the definition of frequency once again? The number of waves that passes through a given point in 1 second time. The number of waves passes through a given point, right? All of you neatly. The number of waves that passes through a given point pass through a given point in 1 second time, in 1 second time is known as frequency of radiation. Generally, frequency of radiation is measured. The frequency of radiation is measured. Frequency of radiation is measured in CPS. What is CPS? Cycle per second. Cycle per second. Generally, the frequency of radiation is measured in cycle per second. What is that cycle per second? You know, how many crusts and troughs, how many waves can travel through a given point? One crust, one trough, one crust, one trough. That is one cycle. One crust, one trough is one cycle. So like that. So generally, frequency is measured in CPS, cycle per second. Cycle per seconds. Right. Next here, generally it is measured in CPS or hertz also, hertz units. Generally it is measured in cycle per second or hertz. And what is the SI unit for frequency, Amma? What is the SI unit for frequency, Santosh? SI unit for frequency, Amma? Hertz.
Hertz.
That hurts.
SI unit for frequency is hertz. Very good. Right, all of you? So we know frequency and we know wavelength. We know wavelength. So wavelength is the distance between any two successive crusts. And what is frequency? The number of waves that pass through a given point in 1 second time. Now here, if you see wavelength into frequency. Wavelength into frequency is equals to speed. What is that? Speed is equal to wavelength into frequency, means wavelength is denoted by lambda into frequency is nu. Correct, man? Frequency is denoted by nu. Lambda into nu is equals to speed of the light c. Speed of the light is c. So wavelength into frequency is equal to speed. Wavelength is denoted by lambda. Frequency is denoted by nu. So which is equal to speed. So from this, how to write this equation? Can you write lambda is equals to
P divided by frequency.
Yes, speed by frequency, right? C by nu. Or this you can write it as nu is equal to frequency is equal to C by lambda.
Lambda.
Right. So here the frequency and wavelengths are, see here frequency is there, here wavelength. Here frequency, here wavelength. Both are directly proportional or inversely proportional. Therefore, frequency and wavelengths are inversely proportional.
Wavelength into frequency is equal to speed of wave, sir.
Once again,
Wavelength and frequency, like multiplication of them, both of them is equal to like speed of wavelength.
yes, speed of wavelength, that is what?
According to this formula, sir, like which is there down.
That is proof. Wavelength into frequency is speed of the light. So that is lambda into nu is equal to speed. From that, lambda is equal to C by nu or nu is equal to C by lambda. So frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional. Right? Inversely proportional. Next one. After that, wave number. What is wave number, Amma? Number, in the name itself, wave number.
Number of wavelengths, sir.
Complete, Amma, this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, wave number, Amma. The next one is wave number. Yes. Number, wave number. Generally, wave number is denoted by nu bar, correct? Now, tell me definition, wave number definition.
Number of wavelengths, sir.
Yes, correct only. The number of waves present at any time in unit length. In unit length, the number of waves present at any time, the number of waves present at any time in unit length, particular 1 meter or 2 meters or 3 meters. So particular length, the number of waves, wave number is the number of waves that present at any time in unit length. In unit length, the number of waves that present at any time in unit length is called wave number, which is denoted by nu bar. This is nu bar. So what is wave number? The number of waves that can be present at any time. The number of waves that can be present at any time in unit length. In unit length is called wave number, which is denoted by nu bar. So generally, you know what? Wave number is equals to wave
1
number
by
is equals to, tell me.
1 by lambda.
Very good. 1 by lambda. 1 by wavelength. Very good. 1 by wavelength. So which is equals to 1 by lambda.
So it is inversely proportional to wavelength, sir.
So yes, correct. Nu bar is equals to 1 by lambda. From that you can write that lambda is equal to, from that lambda is equals to 1 by
1 by wavelength.
Wavelength.
correct, ma'am? So wave number definition, right, all of you? Wave number is equals to the number of waves that can be present, the number of waves that can be present at any time the number of waves that can be present at any time in unit length is called wave number, which is denoted by nu bar. Nu bar. Nu bar. Next point. Wave number nu bar is equals to wave number nu bar is equals to
So can you repeat it again, sir?
definition, ma'am.
No, sir. After definition, you said something else.
See, first definition is the number of waves that can be present at any time in unit length is wave number. Okay. After that, wave number is equal to 1 by wavelength. Wave number is equal to 1 by wavelength. Wave number is equal to 1 by wavelength, which is equal to 1 by wavelength is 1 by lambda. So therefore, nu bar is equals to 1 by lambda, or lambda is equal to 1 by nu bar. What is SI unit for wave number is? What is SI unit for wave number? If you see, meter inverse.
Yes, sir.
The unit of wave number is meter inverse. The SI unit of wave number is meter inverse. Okay, ma'am. Complete, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll see till now what we discussed: frequency, wavelength, wave number, speed of the light. Now I want to give the clarification, some relation. Which relation? Relation between wavelength. Now we'll see what is the relation between. What is the relation between wavelength and frequency and wave number? Can you tell me, anybody, what is the relation between these three, Amma? What is the relation between wavelength, frequency and wave number? Tell me. C is equal to lambda into nu. C is equal to lambda into nu, or this you can write it as nu is equals to nu is equal to C nu bar. What is this? What is this? How it will be? The relation between wavelength, wave number, and the frequency. If you see, C is equal to, what is C? Speed of the light. C is equal to lambda into V, or nu is equal to C nu bar. Nu is equal to C nu bar. Write on this relation, all of you. How it will be here? Shall I want to give you some clarification to be more specific? Here I want to give nu is equal to C into nu bar, right? C into nu bar, you can write it as nu is equal to C into 1 by nu bar is equals to how much more? 1 by nu bar is equal to how much?
1 by
1 by
lambda.
wavelength.
So C into 1 by
Lambda.
Lambda.
so that is why here, that is the reason equal to lambda into nu. Or C is equals to lambda into from that. So nu is equal to C nu bar. So nu is equal to lambda is equal to nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda from the wave number definition. 1 by lambda. So C is equal to lambda into nu. C is equal to lambda into nu. Next important relation is there, energy relation.
Sir, I don't understand, sir.
No. Prakash,
Yes, sir.
what we are doing here?
Relation between lambda, mu and mu dash.
What is that lambda?
Lambda is frequencies.
No.
SI unit of
Yes,
wavelength.
sir.
Wavelength.
Lambda is wavelength.
Now see here.
Wavelength is denoted by lambda, sir.
Here lambda is wavelength. Nu is frequency. Nu bar is wave number, right? From that here I am writing lambda nu is equals to, see here, frequency. Frequency nu is equals to tell me here C into nu bar. C into nu bar. So this you can write it as what we know previously. Nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Na? Prakash, nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Na? Substitute here. Nu is equal to C into nu bar is 1 by lambda. 1 by lambda. So from that we can write it as C is equals to lambda into nu.
Yes, sir.
C is equals to lambda into nu. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
This is what. So relation between wavelength, frequency, and wave number. So here nu is equal to C into nu bar. So what we know, wave number nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. So that substitute 1 by lambda here. After that C is equal to lambda into nu. Next, energy. Next important concept, energy. Here energy is directly proportional to the frequency. Energy EM. Generally, energy of light is proportional to frequency. The energy of light is directly proportional to the frequency. E is proportional to nu. from that E is equals to H nu. Here what is H, you know? H is equals to Planck's constant. Here H is called Planck's constant. So what is that? Energy is directly proportional to mu. Energy is directly proportional to frequency. Why? Because as frequency increases, energy increases, and or energy increases, frequency increases. So directly proportional. Energy is directly proportional to the frequency. So E is equal to proportional to constant H nu. Here H is called Planck's constant. Okay.
Sir,
Now
if
here,
energy is more than
huh?
if energy is more than frequency of that wave is more, sir.
See here, if energy is more, energy of radiant light, for suppose when a light is transmitted, when a light is accelerated, means when a light is on, what happens now? The light can travel in the form of waves. If the energy is more, the frequency, what happens? Will be increases. So energy of light is directly proportional to the frequency of that light. Energy of light is directly proportional to frequency of light. So that is what E is proportional to nu. E is equal to H nu. Here H is called Planck's constant. H is called Planck's constant. Just here, listen all of you. Before going to the simplification here, nu is equal to how much? C by nu is equal to C by lambda, right? Nu is equal to C by lambda. So from that, nu is equals to, can you write it as 1 by lambda into C? Nu is equal to C by lambda. So from that, nu is equal to C by lambda. Can you write 1 by lambda into C? Yes, you can write. So nu is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to. Check once. Turn back the page. Wave number. Nu bar into C. So nu is equal to P bar into C. Now come to here. E is equal to H nu. E is equal to H into nu value how much? Nu bar into C. Nu bar into C. So from that E is equals to H into nu bar is how much, man? Generally nu bar is equal 1 by lambda. So nu bar is 1 by lambda into C, which is equal to E is equals to HC by lambda. E is equal to HC by lambda. So this you can write it as E is equal to HC into 1 by lambda value nu bar. E is equal to HC nu bar. This is the relation. Right, all of you. What are the units for energy? What are the units for energy, man? Anybody?
Joule, sir.
Joule, sir.
Yes, correct. Here. Next, after writing this, take it out units. Units are kilocalorie per mole or kilocalorie per mole. Can write it as joules also. Once again, listen carefully. What is that here? Energy of a light is directly proportional to the frequency of light. E is proportional to nu. So from that, E is equal to H nu. Here H is called Planck's constant. Now here, how to write this remaining nu bar into C is, come to here once. So what we know previously, nu is equal to C by lambda, na? Frequency is equals to C by lambda. So nu is equal to C by lambda. Can you write 1 by lambda into C? Yes, you can write. So nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda is equal to frequency. What is that? Wave number. So nu bar is equal to wave number into C. Now come to here. E is equal to H nu. Nu value nu bar into C. mu bar into C. After that, E is equal to H into mu bar value, wave number 1 by lambda. Na? So that is why I'm taking 1 by lambda into C. Again, E is equal to Hc by lambda. After that, E is equal to Hc into this lambda. 1 by lambda is equal to wave number mu bar. So this is the relation. E is equal to Hc nu bar. What are the units for energy? Kilocalorie per mole. Kilocalorie per mole. Is it clear, my Yadu Prakash?
Sir,
Do you understand this?
I understood. I didn't understand what are that units, sir.
Units, huh?
Is a kilo, what is it, sir?
Yadu Prakash, once again ask.
Sir, now you wrote a unit, no, sir, something. Kilo.
Kilocalorie per mole. See, kilocalorie per mole. Generally, you can write it as units for energy. Kilojoule per mole also you can write.
So this is erasable ink, sir. That is it.
Nitin,
Sir, kilojoule per mole, which you are writing, is not reachable actually. That is it.
kilojoule per mole.
That is one more unit, sir.
Ah, yes. See here, calories, no. See how many calories in the sense. See here, whether it is joules or kilojoules, right? So joules or kilojoules, that you can write it as SI units and CCS form. Kilojoule per mole also you can write kilojoule per mole, right? Yadu Prakash,
Yes, sir.
kilojoule per mole you can write because my
Yes,
here
sir.
I mentioned kilocalories per mole. So instead of that, you can write it as kilojoule per mole.
Sir, so this is one more formula for energy.
Yes.
Energy has two formulas, that is E is equal to H into mu, and this is Hc mu bar.
This is complete proof, Amma. E is equal to Hc nu bar is the complete proof of energy. Energy is equal to H into C nu bar is complete proof. Here I have given. And what is the another formula you are asking, Nitin? What is that? E is equal to?
H mu. Those two are the main formulas.
Okay. E is equal to H. Yes. Okay. I got it. What you are asking is previously we have done many times. E is equal to H nu. E is equal to H nu. Sir, why here we are taking C? So that C is.
Yes, sir. That is C by lambda. Understood, sir.
Very good. Very good.
Sir, that is like then we can use any two formula depending on the question, isn't it, sir?
See here, one. E is equals to generally H nu. Energy is equals to Planck's constant into wave number. So here, instead of that, I have given it complete proof. E is equal to H into C nu bar. So here, see what is C? Speed of the light, right? Speed of the light. So here, E is equals to H nu, only general form of energy versus wave number. Energy versus wave number. So that C is based on the condition we are taking in numericals. While solving the problems, generally we are using this formula. E is equal to H nu, E is equal to Hc nu bar. For suppose directly if they ask me, I was supposed to take E is equal to H nu only. Sometimes they will mention C value also. That you have to take E is equal to H into C nu bar. Both are correct only. Both are correct only.
Yes, sir.
Both the formulas are correct. Next, amplitude.
Sir, I did not understand that Planck's constant, sir. So
What,
what
ma'am?
is that, sir? That H you had written, no, sir.
H is Planck's constant. Generally, E is energy is directly proportional to nu. So E is equals to, here proportionality is there. Here I am taking constant. E is equal to H nu. Here H is Planck's constant, some constant value. Here H is Planck's constant. 6.625 10 to the power minus 24. That value is there, no? That is constant value. Okay, Bhavana?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is constant value, Amma. Here proportionality is there, no? Between energy and frequency. So instead of that, I'm taking directly constant.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Now amplitude. What is amplitude? Anybody can respond. Already you have
Highest trough, the highest crest and highest trough in a wavelength, in a wave.
Okay, just now did here. If you take when a light is travel in the form of waves, see here. See here, amplitude A is from the mean position, to upward displacement. This is crest and this is trough, we know, right? So what is amplitude A is the height of the crest, or depth of the trough, from its mean position is called amplitude A. So what is that? From the mean position, height of the crest, or from the mean position, depth of the trough is called amplitude A. Height of the crest or depth of the trough. Right, all of you? Generally, you know what? Amplitude determines the strength. Or the intensity or brightness. So generally, amplitude determines the strength. Generally, amplitude can determine the strength or intensity or brightness of radiation. Right, all of you? Those who are attending from recently, from the last week or yesterday or today or 2 days back, for you people, these are the most important fundamentals to try to utilize properly. And for regular students also, this is one more opportunity we are getting. Slowly we are doing. There is no hurry.
Intensity and brightness, sir.
Amplitude, right, ma? Amplitude, all of you take the definition. The height of the crest. Amplitude definition, ma? The height of the crest. Or depth of the trough. The height of the crest or depth of the trough. The height of the crest or depth of the trough. The height of the crest or depth of the trough of the wave. The height of the crest or depth of the trough of the wave. From its mean position. Is called amplitude A. The height of the crest or depth of the trough of the wave from its mean position is called amplitude A. Amplitude can determine the strength, intensity, and brightness of radiation. Amplitude can determine the strength, intensity, or brightness of radiation. Amplitude can determine the strength, intensity, and brightness of radiation. Complete one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is amplitude, Bhavana?
The height of the crust or depth of the trough of the wave from its mean position is called amplitude.
Very good. What is the importance of amplitude? What it can determines?
Strength, intensity, and brightness.
Next, black body radiation. Next concept on black body radiation. What is black body radiation? We'll see now. Very easy and interesting. Black body radiation concept. Black body, the name itself. The name itself, black body mentioned. Black body. Okay. Listen carefully, all of you. What is black body and what are the properties? Just listen, don't write anything. Don't write anything. Here I'm taking metal surface. Here I'm taking a metal surface. Here I'm taking a metal surface. When a beam of some suitable light, when a light is allowed to fall upon this metal, when a radiant energy, like you can say, when a radiant energy falls, when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a metal, what happens to here? A part of its energy is emitted, a part of its energy is emitted, and a part of it is reflected, and a part is transmitted. So what is that? When a radiant energy is, this is energy. So what is the meaning of energy and what we have to assume in your mind? We have to assume that we are passing a light. We are passing a light. When a beam of light, when a radiant energy is falls on the surface of a metal, just we have to assume there is a one table like metal. This table is this is a metal surface body. When a light energy, in the sense here, when a suitable light radiation, when a radiant energy is falls on the surface of a metal, that radiant energy is, some energy is transmitted, some energy is reflected, and the remaining energy is transmitted, some energy is reflected, right? So here some remaining energy is absorbed by that body only, absorbed by the body only. So listen carefully.
Emitted and reflected both are same only, isn't it, sir?
Transmitted in the sense.
No,
there
sir, I'm
itself-
saying emitted and
No.
reflected.
Yeah, they see on the surface itself, there itself transmitted. It's not completely ejected. Reflection is this reflection, you can say. The emitted energy is called reflection. The emitted is reflection, but transmitted in the sense on the metal, there itself energy is distributed. There itself energy is distributed. Right, about to reflect. About to reflect. Right. Now
It does not reflect, sir.
no, it's already some energy is reflected only. Some energy is reflected. Some energy is reflected effectively. Some energy is not reflected, just transmitted there itself on the metal itself. And some energy is absorbed by the that metal surface, absorbed by the body. So listen, all of you, when a suitable light, when a radiant energy is falls on the surface of a metal, when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a metal, yeah, some energy is absorbed by the body, some energy is absorbed by the body, some energy is there only transmitted, and some remaining energy is reflected. So here three phenomena, three things are there: reflection, transmission, and absorption. So when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a metal, some of the energy is reflected, some energy is transmitted, and some energy is absorbed by the body. Absorbed by the body. Right. Now here what happens now? all the bodies are not black bodies. Like some ordinary bodies also are there. Like you know what? See here, for suppose the in all the incident radiant energy, the energy which is fall upon the surface of the metal, no? That is called incident radiant energy. So all the incident radiant energy is not completely absorbed by the body. That type of bodies are called ordinary bodies. Ordinary bodies. Don't get confused, Amma. Here only we discuss only 2 points only. The first point is when a radiant energies falls on the surface of a metal, a part of it is absorbed and a part of it is reflected, and the remaining part of energy is transmitted. Right. So the all the incident radiant energy is not completely absorbed by the body. Such bodies are called normal bodies or ordinary bodies. Are called normal bodies or ordinary bodies. Next point, if you see,
Sir,
yes,
here energy will be in form of what, sir?
energy in the sense when a light, suitable light strikes on the surface of a metal. When a suitable light, I have mentioned over there, light energy. Is it Prakash?
So how will the light energy plan? How will that object observe it, sir?
No, man. We are discussing about black body. We are discussing about the property of a black body, right? Just the other properties. Just now, we are discussing about what is the black body property. When it is absorbing the energy of the radiation, it is reflecting, or it is completely absorbing, or transmission is takes place. The properties we are discussing here. So, energy in the sense what we have to assume here, some radiant energy, some radiation, nothing but. That is why I have clearly, to be more specific, I have mentioned radiant energy, incident radiant energy, to be more specific, right? So that is light, Prakash, light, right? Like sometimes high frequency light, low frequency light we are having. No? So when a radiant energy is allowed to fall on the surface of a metal, some amount of energy, radiant energy is absorbed, some amount of energy is reflected, some energy is transmitted. But all the incident radiant energy is not perfectly absorbed by the body. All the incident radiant energy is not completely absorbed by the body. That is why that body is called ordinary body. That body is called ordinary body. So therefore, ordinary bodies are not perfect observers. Ordinary bodies are not perfect observers. Now conclusion. So from these points, what you observe, now tell me. Now you can tell me. So yes.
Can you ask Bhavana to mute her microphone because what you're saying is echoing in her microphone too.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
When you are saying, sir, it's echoing more, sir. That is
No, sir. Bhavana had like unmuted her.
Sir, now I will unmute it, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
So
Sir,
that
can
is
you
the
again?
reason this sound is coming, huh?
Can you
Okay.
reply, sir?
Please mute yourself, all of you.
Yes,
If you
sir.
have,
Voice
if
is
you
proper.
have any doubts, then only you can unmute them. Huh? Just let me clarify, let me explain the concept. So, till now we discussed only 2 points only. The first point is when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a metal, some energy is absorbed, some energy is reflected, some energy is transmitted. So, the other point is the incident radiant energy is not completely absorbed by the body. So, that is why that body is called ordinary body. So therefore, ordinary bodies are not perfect absorbers of radiant energy. So therefore, conclusion now, so a black body is it a perfect observer? A black body is not only a perfect observer, but also a perfect emitter also. So therefore you can say a black body is not only a perfect observer. A black body is not only a perfect observer, but also
Perfect
not only perfect
emitter.
observer, but also perfect emitter also. Black body is not only a perfect observer, but also a perfect emitter also. So emitter of radiant energy. So this is about black body radiation properties. Right, all of you know, new batch students, black body radiation, right?
Sir, last line you can repeat, sir.
So once again, I will repeat first 3 points. Check yourself. The first point is when a radiant energy is
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir, because someone is unmute.
all of you mute yourself. Yeah. Now, can you hear me now, Nitin?
Yes, sir, your voice is audible now properly.
Yeah. So just listen, all of you. For regular students, you just listen the class properly and observe. If you have any new doubts, you can ask because previous already had one idea. So just observe the class, listen the class properly, and if you have any new doubts, you can ask. I will clarify. And for new batch students, each and every point is important. If you have any doubt, immediately can ask. So first point, right, all of you. When a radiant energy falls on the surface of a body, when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a body, when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a body, a part of it, when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a body, a part of it is absorbed. A part of it is absorbed. A part of it is absorbed. A part of it is reflected. A part of it is absorbed and a part of it is reflected. And the remaining energy is transmitted. Once again, I'm repeating. When a radiant energy falls on the surface of a body, when a radiant energy falls on the surface of a body, a part of it is reflected. Part of it is reflected. And a part of it is observed and the remaining energy is transmitted. Next point, all the incident radiant energy is not absorbed completely. All the incident radiant energy is not absorbed completely. All the incident radiant energy is not absorbed completely by the body. All the incident radiant energy is not absorbed completely by the body because ordinary bodies are not perfect observers. Because ordinary bodies are not perfect observers. Because ordinary bodies are not perfect observers of radiant energy. Because ordinary bodies are not perfect absorbers of radiant energy. Now, next important point, this is most important point. A black body is not only a perfect absorber. A black body is not only a perfect absorber. A black body is not only a perfect absorber, but also a black body is not only perfect absorber, but also a perfect emitter. A black body is not only a perfect absorber. A black body is not only a perfect absorber, but also a perfect emitter of radiant energy. Perfect emitter of radiant energy. Generally, the listen carefully, the radiation emitted by the black body. See here, some energy is emitted by the black body, na? So the emitted radiation is, if you keep at high temperature, the emitted
That is reflected, no, sir.
What is that?
That is reflected, no, sir.
See what? See, reflected from the black body. See here, what is emitted, what is reflected, difference, you know? Ejection of light. What is ejection? See the difference. I will give the clarification on ejection, reflection, okay, and emission. Emission, ejection, and reflection. I will give the difference once here. Once here, all of you. Listen. This is a black body, right? See here, when a light is falls on the surface of a black body, energy is reflected, means in the opposite direction. Some energy is travel in the opposite direction. So emitted or reflected, emitted of electrons, emitting of electrons, or reflection of electrons from the surface of the body, right? So that is what. That emitted energy from the black body is kept at high temperature is one of the best example. Right, all of you? Right, all of you? The radiation emitted by a black body, the radiation emitted, the radiation emitted by a black body, radiation emitted by black body kept at high temperature. The radiation emitted by a black body kept at high temperature is called the radiation emitted by a black body kept at high temperature. The radiation emitted by a black body kept at high temperature is called black body radiation. The radiation emitted by a black body kept at high temperature is called black body radiation. Is called black body radiation. Can you tell me one example for that? Generally, light filament. Filament is the best example only, na?
Yes, sir.
All right, one example for that. The reddish, two examples I will give here. The reddish glow. Two examples I will give. First one, the reddish glow. Example. The reddish glow from the heating element. The reddish glow from the heating of element in an electric stove. The reddish glow from the heating element. The reddish glow from the heating element in an electric stove. Yes, example only. The next another
It is
example.
also known as black body radiation only, sir.
What, Nitin?
Reddish glow from an heating element. That is also known as black body radiation.
Perfect. Yes. That is why. So what is the last point? The radiation emitted by the black body kept at high temperature is the black body radiation only. Na? So here also the reddish glow which is comes from the stove at a high temperature. The one of the example. Next another example. A bright light is emitted from the comes from the what is that? From the bulb. From the bulb also. Okay, right? One example is enough. Generally, one example is enough. So this is about black body radiation. This is about black body radiation. Listen carefully. Hardly 5 points are there, ma. Only 5 points. The first point is when a radiant energy falls on the surface of your body. When a radiant energy falls on the surface of your body, a part of it is reflected and a part is absorbed, and the remaining part of the radiation is transmitted. Next, all the incident radiant energy is not absorbed by the body. Such type of bodies are ordinary bodies. Next, that is second point. And what is third point? A black body is not only a perfect absorber but also a perfect emitter also. A black body is not only a perfect absorber but also a perfect emitter also. There only. Yadu Prakash, you asked, no sir, you said emitter but there is a reflection is there. Yadu Prakash.
Yes, sir.
That is what. The black body is not only a perfect absorber but also a perfect emitter of radiant energy. Perfect emitter of radiant energy. Right. So these are the important points from the black body radiation.
The emitter
Generally,
can
the
emit
radiation-
from its own body, isn't it, sir? Like from the.
Once again, Nitin. Once again.
It's a perfect emitter. Like reflection means first when light falls on it, that time it can reflect. Emitter
Yes, yes.
means when it by itself from its surface it's emit a light. That is only sir, emission.
See, the body should containing both the characteristic properties, like absorption and emission. That body can act as a black body, like a hollow sphere which is coated inside with platinum black with a small hole acts as a black body. Correct? A hollow sphere which is coated inside with a small hole, that also acts as a black body. So that is why both the properties. One first property is absorption and emission. Both the properties should be there. That body is called black body. And what is that? Radiation. The radiation emitted by a black body kept at high temperature is called BBR, black body radiation. And examples. Right. So that's all for now. This is about black body radiation. In tomorrow's class, empirical formula, molecular formula, and molarity, right? So that concept tomorrow. One day atomic structure, one day at least we will do in this way. This is better, right? So tomorrow some basic concepts of chemistry.
Yes, sir.
So that is my plan. Or else no. Half of the class for junior regular students, half of the class for new students. This is not correct. This is my plan. So that's all for now. Remaining we'll see in the next class. Today, once go through all of you this concept. Okay, thank you. You can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay, bye.